Good evening, everyone. This is Susan Campfield with Suestampfield.com. Happy Tuesday. It is time for our Tuesday tutorial. I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I've been a demonstrator for 24 years, and you're joining me in one of three places, either on my Sue Stampfield YouTube channel, or perhaps you're over in my Sue Stampfield Facebook group, or you might be on my Facebook page, Susan Campfield Independence Demonstrator. Wherever you are, welcome. So glad that you're here tonight. Drop me a comment. Let me know that you're watching. And also then I'll know that comments are working. So that would be great. Tonight we're gonna do some creating with a bundle called Grassy Grove. I did a little survey in my Sue Stampfield Facebook group, and thank you to those of you who participated in that survey. Hey, Teresa, and Jean's here too. Awesome. For those of you that participated in the survey, I asked which card themes you struggled with the most in coming up with creative ideas. And the hands down winner was masculine cards, with a close second being sympathy cards. Both can be pretty challenging to do. And so tonight we're going to play with a bundle that can do both. Somebody else mentioned, now I gave people a lot of choices, birthday cards, baby, wedding, anniversary, which ones do you struggle with the most? One person mentioned, trying to remember who it was that mentioned this. I can't remember offhand, but they said that they struggle with those cards that are like a thinking of you card or praying for you, not a sympathy card, not really a get well card, but someone's in a situation that is a tough situation, and those cards just send, like somebody is going through cancer treatments, or is caring for a family member that is ill, those kinds of things, kind of a thinking of you card. And this card will also, I think, fit the bill for that. So I'm hoping that you all will give me your help once again in picking some of the colors and things that we use for the card. So let's go ahead and get started. We got, let's see who's here. Chris is here from North Carolina. Jean's here from Southern Oregon. Nina's here from Salisbury, South Australia. Welcome. Jennifer's here. Felicia's here. Awesome. Judy's tuning in up from Ontario, Canada. We're all over the world tonight. That's awesome. Thanks so much for being here, everyone. Let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to flip to my other camera here, and we're going to go ahead and take a look at the mini catalog. I'm going to show you the product, the main, well, it's two products we're using, I guess, here. I got Post-it notes everywhere. Do you do that with your catalog too? So we're going to use this bundle tonight. It's called the Grassy Grove bundle. One nice thing about this bundle, it's $56.50 US, which means it's perfectly priced for getting a free celebration item. This is the last month of celebration. Don't miss out. And then we're also going to use, once again, the New Horizons paper, designer series paper. We used that a couple videos ago. Really, really, really pretty stuff. And we're going to put that to work as well. So let me move that. Let's slide this one in. Let me grab these cards. I'm not going to show them yet, but I've got them at the ready. So these are the Grove dies. This is the Grassy Grove stamp set. Sorry about the ring light reflection there. We've got some sayings in here. We've got some scenes. And then, of course, we've got the dies. So we're going to make a simple box fold card tonight. I love a good fancy fun fold. Anybody else with me on the fancy fun folds? I love a fancy fun fold, but I was looking for one that was not too complicated. I didn't want anything too involved. So let me show you what we're going to do. I'm going to bring in my trimmer. We're actually going to try to make two cards tonight. We'll see how we go here. time-wise, but we're going to start with this first one. Do I want to do it this way? No, I don't. I'm going to die cut first. Let's die cut first. Always fun. Yes, Deborah loves fun fold. Bonnie loves fun folds. There's my fun fold people. That's hard to say, you guys. Fun fold people. All right. Dang, I rearranged things, and of course now everything's in the way. So got the die cutting machine here, and we're going to get this super cool, awesome, fun, gorgeous die right here. It is a frame die. Little deer is on top of it. And it's going to cut. So this one doesn't cut a shape. It cuts a window in your card, which is what is so cool about it. So I'm going to take got it set up for die cutting here. So I've got my platform 1, my die cutting adapter number 2, and then I've got my bottom plate number 3. That's my ugly scarred up one. And I have a piece of basic black cardstock that is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And I am going to just put that in here and kind of centering it, leaving a bit at the bottom, a bit at the top. It doesn't really matter this way. I do want it centered that way, if that makes sense. And so I'm going to put my top plate on. Now, I will tell you, this is a huge die. You can see it fills almost the entire piece of paper. And just know, the bigger the die, the more strength it's going to take to crank it through the machine. So you want to put your hand up here so the machine doesn't slide, and it also gives you just a place to rest your hand as you crank it through. I was playing around and I did cut one of these with our foil, special foil paper, and it took quite a bit more effort just because that paper is a little bit thicker. So just be aware of that. So I'm pulling this off here. You can see what we've got. Isn't that just gorgeous? Got all sorts of extra bits here, and I've got some pieces that have stuck in my die. So I'm going to bring in my take your pick tool with the die brush attachment on it. By the way, I just wanted to give you a reminder, if you're not currently subscribed to my Suestampfield project sheets, those are free. They go out every week, and they are imminently coming. Will probably be going out tomorrow. So make sure you subscribe. You can do that at www.suestampfield.com and click on the subscribe button. I'm just going to keep rolling out the little bits here. Excuse me one moment. So sorry about that. There was a dog barking downstairs, so I had to ask somebody to go take care of that. All right, so we have the grove there. Let's put this away. Got little paper bits everywhere. I'm having a little paper party here. So, oh, did Linda use these products the other night? I haven't seen her videos. So, all right, so we've got our... I was just talking to her today, and we didn't even discuss that. All right, I'm gonna grab my... Here it is. I already had it out, didn't I? My Simply Scored tool here, and I'm going to score this. So if you remember, this piece of paper is 5 1/2 by 4 1/4, and I want to do a simple box fold card. Now, a normal box fold card is this size of paper, but you score it at a 1/2 inch and then another 1/2 inch on each end. That doesn't work with this one because you can see that the cutout is a 1/2 inch. So if I did 2 1/2 inches, I'm going to run into trouble because that's where my trees are. So what I did instead is I'm going to score it at a 1/4 inch and then another 1/4 inch. Now this one I am going to run into some trees. It's okay. Just take it slow. You can also do this on your paper trimmer. Either one is fine. I'm just scoring those little bits as they come across my stylus. Now I'm going to do the same thing here. Now I'm a righty, and for me to get back in this corner is really difficult. So I find it easier to just rotate the paper so that I'm back out here on this side where I can easily reach. If you're a lefty, might work for you to do it the opposite, right? So I'm doing it at 5 1/4 and then at 5. But basically it's a 1/4 inch in and then another 1/4 inch in, depending on what device you're on. So I've got that done. I want to repeat that exact same thing with this piece of cardstock. It is the exact same size as the first one, but it is just solid. We're not going to die cut this one. So again, I'm scoring it. Oh, whoops. In the wrong spot is what I'm scoring it. That's okay. That won't show. Phew. So if you were going across, I would tell you you're going to score it at 1/4 inch, a 1/2 inch, then at 5 inches and 5 1/4. Ignore that one where I boo-booed. Like I said, we're going to cover that up, so no worries. All right, I'm not going to let that get very far away because, as I said, we're going to do a couple different cards here. So for this one, I'm actually going to take this and I'm going to fold it on the score line forward, and then I'm going to fold the other score line back. And I'll show you what I mean by that here after I've got it done. I think it'll be easier to show. So it's kind of like that. Does that make sense? I'm going to do the same with this side. And fold it back. So now I have this piece that is scored but kind of flipped around. So I'm going to fold that on the score line there because I want that more on the front. Doesn't particularly matter where it ends up going, but so there I've got that part. You love it when I have a paper party. Oh, thanks for asking about my mom. She is doing really well, actually. She is at my sister Karen's house and is all nestled in there and being pampered and spoiled and taken care of. So that is a place she can stay that doesn't have a lot of stairs and wasn't too far of a drive. So she's kind of progressing, and soon she'll be ready for physical therapy, which will be a really good progression. All right, so I did exactly the same thing on that piece. And as you can probably imagine, I'm going to adhere these two pieces together, these two flat edges together, and that's going to give me this shadow box. Of course, we want to put some designer paper in our shadow box. That's where I need your help. A diorama card or a shadow box card, I think it's called both, Jean. This one is a little different than your typical because typically you do a 1/2 inch and then another 1/2 inch. We're only doing a 1/4 inch. So this one is not going to be quite as deep as a normal shadow box or diorama card, but that's okay. That's a totally fair option, I think. So let's look at designer paper. Bringing it in here. So first of all, I wanted to mention, we're not going to use this paper tonight, but I wanted to point out that you could, and that is the Simply Marvelous paper. This is the one that is in the blue family, balmy blue, and it looks just like clouds, doesn't it? It's absolutely beautiful. So that would be a good option. We're not going to use that one right now, but we're going to use one of the New Horizons paper. But that would be a really good option. And it kind of would depend on the theme of your card. So I have a lot of the New Horizons paper. I pulled out some patterns that I thought would be good for this card. So for this particular one with the black, we have this one that's a sunset. Oh, I forgot to tell you, we're going to have a couple critters come join us for this card. We're going to have the mama deer and the baby deer, or the daddy deer and the baby deer, whichever. actually, sorry, bear with me. I already have, I have them cut out already. So they are ready to go here. So I'm going to kind of put them in the scene. That might help you pick. So we can do this kind of sunset scene here with the grass. Don't worry, I'm going to give you your options. We're making a second card, so I'm withholding some of these for a different card. Oh, I think I did that. Oh, no, they're slightly different. Let's just look at them, okay? Let's look at all of them. We'll whip through here. So we have this one, which is lovely, right? Remember that part's going to be cut off. We have this one with the sunset. And you could do it like if you wanted all sunset, if you want some grass, you know, it depends on, you know, where you cut it, how that's going to play out. And then we have some that are these other beautiful scenes. So I'm going to give you, let's see, I'm going to pick 3 because beyond 3, it just gets a little crazy for you guys to try to vote, right? So let's pick between, oh gosh, this one here. Let's try this one. No, I think that one might be better with the other. Sure, Susan, make up your mind. So many good choices. Okay, I have 3 choices now, guys. Ready? So we're going to put them in order. So I have number 1, which is I'll call it the sunset. Number 2, which I'll call the kind of grassy meadow. And number 3, which I'll call the lake. So sunset, meadow, or lake. Let's take a little peek at what they look like. This one, or this one. Sunset, meadow, or lake. So if you could vote, you came in late. What die cut is this? This is the Groves die. It's part of the Grassy Grove bundle. And it is, where is it? I've already misplaced it. Well, there's a shocker. No, it's right here. Sorry. This is the die from the Groves die. So we're picking between the sunset, the meadow, or the lake. I'm seeing votes for all of them. 4, 5, 6. I think this means there's not going to be a wrong choice here. This is where I need a moderator to add up do the math. So there's 14 for the lake, and there's a lot for sunset too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, 11, 12. Oh, it's super close, you guys. But I think the lake is the winner. So we're going to go with the lake. I like the meadow. Those of you that voted for the meadow totally agree. I think the meadow is super cool. Like I said, I don't think we can come up with a wrong choice here. So let's go ahead with, oh wait, let me just double check now. Any tips for keeping your stylist from jumping the track? Bonnie asked. Go really slow, Bonnie, and slow, steady hand. If you try to go fast, you can have that trouble. I'm going to lower down a little bit. If I'm too close, please let me know. Yeah, I agree. The lake is good for sympathy. Got a couple more sunsets though. Yeah, so many good choices. Okay. Let me ask you this before we proceed. So this one is going to have the deer in it. Just to give you your full effect there. It can have just one deer, or it can have both mama and baby deer. But we're also going to do one with a different color. This one is Misty Moonlight, and I embossed it with the what's it called? Tasteful Textile 3D embossing folder. And then I also have Night of Navy. So I think those would actually be good choices for the sunset or for the lake. but we've got lots of lake ones. And I agree. I think that's a beautiful sympathy card. That look is quite lovely. So I'm changing my mind, you guys. Even though we all really like the lake, I'm going to switch it to either the sunset or the meadow. So I think I had more votes for the sunset. So Bonnie, we have a tip for you that rubbing the stylus with wax paper helps it from jumping the track. Thank you, Jan, for that tip. I don't know if it's Jean. I want to say Jean, but we've had this discussion before, and I have the world's worst memory, so I apologize for butchering your name again. But that is a good, yeah, it will be pretty no matter what. I totally agree with you. Yeah, Mary says these are gorgeous and she wants it all. I totally hear you about your bankroll, and I understand what you're talking about. There are some good ways to maximize your value. One of those is to take advantage, grabbing my trimmer here so we can cut this down. Take advantage of the demonstrator starter kit. If you have not already, that is your absolutely hands down best deal that you can get to really stretch your dollars, because you get extra in the kit. And right now you get 2 free stamp sets. Plus, once you buy the starter kit, you become a demonstrator, and that can be as a hobby demonstrator in name only, or it can do, classes if you want, take with friends and family, totally up to you. But yeah, you save a lot of money because then you get a discount. So that's what I went with. I'm just debating because I'm not sure. I'm going to cut this. This is not very scientific, you guys. So this distance right here is 4.5. I need to mount this paper on this piece at 4.5. And I pretty much want to do the whole thing. So I'm going to cut it at 4.5. I might have to trim it a little bit because of my score lines. We'll see how we go. And then the height of this paper is 4.25. Now, it doesn't actually have to hit the whole thing because there's dark at the bottom and dark at the top. So it, that can be a little bit, you can fudge that a little bit. So this is if I cut it at 4.25, and I'm just going to stop, and I'm actually going to lay my paper right in the trimmer to check that. That's actually more grass than I want. I hope that makes sense. So let's see if I cut it here. So I'm going to cut some off the bottom and some off the top. Now that gives me more, I like that better. That gives me more sunset. I hope that makes sense. Yeah, I think the blue cutouts would look good both with the blue meadow and the lake. So we did have quite a few votes for sunset. So I'm feeling okay that I'm going with the sunset because we're going to use the lake here. But yeah, we'll try with the meadow too and see what we think. We've got two blue ones, so we can do both. So here is my piece. It looks square, I get that, but it's actually 4.5 by 4.25. And so that gets, so you can see it's not quite fitting because those score lines, when you fold, this becomes a little less than 4.5. So this is not very scientific, but I'm going to take off an eensy bit. I guess it's maybe 1/16 of an inch. I'm just trimming off that much. It was the first little line past 4.5. Sorry, I don't know what that is. I'm not very good at math. Secret. All right, so, oh, it's so pretty, you guys. It's so pretty. You're right. I don't think we could pick a wrong choice tonight. I think any of them are going to be good. Let's get my seal going here. Doing a very sloppy job, but nobody's going to see that part. And then we're going to stick it on here. So your next question might be, how are we going to adhere those two together? And that is a really good question. Normally, I would say tear and tape, and we might try that. Tear and tape, though, is because we made this narrower than a standard box card. Tear and tape is going to be a little bit narrower. This card will fit in a standard envelope. I'll show you that in a little bit here. So we could use multi-purpose liquid glue. I'm going to try multi-purpose liquid glue on one side and tear and tape on the other. And we're going to see which one we like best. How about that? We're all about options here at Suestampfield.com. So a skosh. Yeah, cutting it a skosh. Yeah, there you go, Jean. I agree with you. So Bonnie's voting for the lake. We'll get to the lake. No worries, Bonnie. Let's see here. Got things blocking my stuff. All right, so tear and tape. Let's see how we would do that. We would take the tear and tape and we would put it on here. Sure we would, Sue. There we go. Put it on here and tear that off. And you can see it hangs over, but that's okay. What we're going to do is take off the backing. I need a tool for that. Sorry. Fancy nails are not so good about picking up little skinny things. All right. So we're going to tear off the backing. You can see, can you see how it's extending? Come on, camera, focus. It's hanging over. That's no good. So no worries. We're just going to fold it back and it's going to stick to itself because it's super duper sticky. So that's how you can use the tear and tape. Or if you're a multi-purpose liquid glue fan, you can use it. You can see, can you see how it's already drying? That's a good thing. You might be going, oh, quick, Susan, put it together, stick it on before it becomes not sticky. Well, here's the cool thing about this really inexpensive glue. It dries sticky. And so I actually like to let it dry because I am a liquid glue challenge person sometimes. And I tend to get on too much and then it oozes out. But if I let it dry and it dries sticky, then I'm all good. So let's go ahead and do our glue side first. There we go. And then we're going to do our tear and tape side. Now remember, flat, this is the size of a standard folded card. So it's going to totally fit an envelope. No worries. And then they can pop it up to sit on a desk. All right, so it's pretty skinny. All right, there we go. So we've got that on. And we're going to add our deer now. There's a couple ways we can add our deer. You can mount them on the outside or you can mount them on the inside. Personally, I prefer to do it on the inside. So I am going to grab a scrap paper. Sure I am. Hang on. Because this is probably going to get a little messy if I know how I go. So I've got my scrap paper here and I'm going to put some little dots of glue on little feet. And they're pretty oozy, so I'm going to let them dry. All right, I've got gluey feet on my deer and I'm going to set them aside to dry. While those are drying, we're going to talk about how do we do our greeting for the back of this card. Well, pretty simple. I have a piece of basic white that we're going to be adhering. So we have a place to write our message on the back of our card. And we're also going to do a greeting. So for our greeting, we're going to actually do some embossing. And while I'm at it, you know what? I'm going to emboss a couple of them. What the heck? Let's see. I am going to use a stamp set called Special Moments. Now we talked about if you order this Grassy Grove and you order the New Horizons paper, you're going to be well on your way to towards the double bonus celebration freebie, which there are two that you can choose from. One of them is the Special Moment stamp set, which is a 21 stamp set. If you place a $100 order, you can get this one for free. This one is great for this card because I can make this card. We're going to do Thinking of You on the front right here. And then on the back, I can make this card a sympathy card. I can make this card a happy birthday card. I can make this card a hang in there for whatever somebody is going through. I have lots of options. So that was why I chose that one. Now, another one that you might consider for this card is the Inspired Thoughts. If you have this set, this is another one that you could do heartfelt sympathy, thinking of you on your special day. This could even be a graduation card. I mean, you really could use this for a lot of things. And on the back, sheltering you with love at a time when words fall short. Even if it's not a sympathy card, you know, that's can be for like a thinking of you or whatever. So, all right. I'm going to do some embossing here. So I have my thinking of you stamp. Doesn't look terribly clean. I hope it's just stained and that I didn't forget to clean it last time, but we'll find out because we're going to emboss here. So I have my, sorry, that was really loud. I have my Versamark ink pad here. This is a watermark stamp pad, but it's also really good for embossing. And I'm stalling because I didn't get out the embossing powder. Silly Susan. Bear with me. There it is. All right. I'm going to do them in white because we can, right? So I'm going to ink up thinking of you. And I'm going to stamp it on the black. And I realize I'm being very big paper waster here. Hopefully I'm not shocking any of you. And I'm going to do it on Misty Moonlight. And now I'm going to do it on Night of Navy. Oh, no, did I miss? Oh, yeah, that's fine. Okay. I'm going to put the lid back on this pad because I'm going to do the powder. And that pad is like a magnet for that powder. And I don't want a bunch of powder in my pad, right? So I'm going to put some white powder on the black one. I'm going to put some white powder on the blue one. Now, you might think that Susan made this card ahead and decided that, you know, white embossing, you know, looked really good. And yeah, no, not really. I haven't tried it yet. So we'll find out if it looks good. I thought it would look good, and we'll see if I'm wrong. All right. I'm going to add a little more powder on that one. All right. So I've got my white powder on. That's going to go away. The lid back on. I like to put it in a Tupperware container, just dump the whole jar in there, and that way it gives me, you know, more control. I'm trying to get it back in a little jar, and I can be a little bit messier and dump it back in. Now I've gotten a little excess powder on this navy one. I touched it with my hands, and I put lotion on my hands before I started tonight, so that powder's kind of sticking. So I'm just taking a dry paintbrush and brushing off those excess bits. There's a few on the black as well. You can also blow on it. And then we are ready to melt these. And we are indeed going to melt them. So I'm going to bring in my oven, my little embossing oven. This is a piece of foil wrapped around a piece of heavy-duty chipboard, I guess you'd call it. Like it's that backer paper that we have behind our heavy papers. So I'm going to clip these onto the little paper clips. Many of you have probably seen me do this before, but some of you might not have. So this is going to keep me from burning my hands. And then the foil is going to be conductive. So it's actually going to hopefully speed up the embossing process a little bit. Still would require a heat tool. Let's get that out and plug that in over here. If you do a fair amount of embossing, I would highly recommend that you unplug your heat tool every time you're done using it. I've heard of stories where dogs have gotten into the stamp room, knocked off the heat tool, and accidentally activated the on button and caused a fire. So I hope that, whoa. Sorry, my, what do you call it? Where you plug in your cords, it fell over. So I'm just heating up my heat gun here, making sure it's hot before I go to my cardstock. By preheating it, that will make it, your paper not curl as much. I'm just waiting until it turns from that powdery color to the bright white. Let's lower this down so you can see this one maybe in action a little bit. So it goes from dull to shiny white. One more over here. I have to tell you, when I like your makeshift embossing grill. Yeah, I'm grilling out tonight. When I first saw stamping, the first time I ever saw it was many, many years ago, and it was gold embossing powder, and it was like magic, and I fell in love, and I was like, I need to learn how to do that. And it's been a fun ride ever since. All right, I have lost my punch. It's right in front of me, you guys, because I had it right here. Oh, seriously. All right. Well, while Susan figures out where the heck she put her punch, it was right here when I started, and I moved it out of the way. Oh, gosh darn it, you guys. I'm going to bring this back up a little bit and bring this back in. And we're going to go ahead and add our deer while I stall. Oh, okay. So literally, it was in front of my face. It was just up on its end. Oh my gosh. Oh, goodness. All right. I like that font too, Bonnie. I agree with you. All right, so I've got my deer with the sticky feet. I'm going to just tuck it behind and press, and then pop that back up. And then where's my baby deer? Baby deer's got sticky feet right there. All right, so we've got our deer and our beautiful sunset. And let's take the thinking of you here and the mystery. When you put a punch on your side, apparently you can't see it. I am using the oval, which is just going to fit, but well, maybe I can do it from the top. I stamped it right in the middle, which means I can't quite get there. So let's just cut a little paper off here so my punch will reach. All right, so this is the double oval punch. You can see that thinking of you is the perfect fit. Is that straight? Upside down, so I can't really tell, but close enough. All right, so there's our thinking of you for that one. Let's go ahead and do, come here you. Again, I did right in the middle. This one might be okay, but this one I need to trim a little bit off again, so just so I can get my punch in there far enough to get it centered. There's something about embossing powder, I think, that is very, it looks super fancy and professional. Makes your card look printed almost. All right. And then we've got our thinking of you in Misty Moonlight. We're going to use those for our other cards, but I thought I might as well emboss everything in one go, right? All right, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to add our greeting right on here. Now you absolutely could punch the scallop behind and pop that up. I'm just going to, well, let's see what that looks like. So I've got it on the scallop. I realize it's kind of hiding in there, but when we layer that up, yeah, I think I like it with the layer. Let's try it. Let's give it a go. All right, somewhere around here, I've moved my container with my adhesive and dimensionals about 6 times, but I just tracked it down. Add a couple dimensionals on there. And pop that up. Now you can tell it's black on back, just adding a subtle shadow. Now you can put this in the center right there. You can put it down here at the bottom. You can put it over here on the side. Lots of good choices. I'm going to put it right in the center. So let's add a glue dot on the back. I'm only going to put the glue dot near the top. I think for obvious reasons, because there's some tree bits here. I'm just going to center it. So there we have our sunset version of our shadow card. And let's see if I can lean that up here so you can kind of see the three-dimensionalness of that. Yeah, I almost like the multi-purpose liquid glue better than the tear and tape. I've got a little bit of tear and tape that's kind of hanging out there on the side. So I think unless you really, really hate multi-purpose liquid glue, I think that might be a better choice. And then for our piece on the back, so this card could be, oh, you know what? I've already got them ready. This card is in black, so I will stamp this in black. This card, I'm going to make it a happy birthday. It could be many, many things, but again, I'm using that same special moment stamp set. I'm using the happy birthday. It could also be, oops, make sure I'm doing it right because this is not square. It looks square, but it's not. Got a little embossing powder hanging out on the back, but it's not melted. It's just temporary. So happy birthday. Now, if you purchase the Grassy Grove bundle, then you could absolutely add, haven't even cracked this one open yet, brand spanking new. You could add some trees on the back or this scenery. I'm just going to grab the trees. You guys know I'm a fan of pine trees. Because of my family's Christmas tree farm, I really like pines. All right, actually, I'd really like them even if we didn't have a Christmas tree farm. So I'm gonna fold this. It's got a little bit of glue on it. So, but I'm gonna go off the edge with this tree. Here we go. Oh, that's some really bad stamping. Boy, it's a good thing that paper's got two sides. I tell ya. Now I know what people went through back when they used to do TV shows live, right? Let's do a little better stamping on that one, Susan. Oh, so much better. All right. Now, of course, we got to do our happy birthday again. Bear with me, guys. We'll get there. All right. Happy birthday. Pop that on there. Somewhere near a tape runner. Cover up the yucky side. I just got tape on my desk. Good job. All right. I'm racing. I'm rushing because I'm going long, aren't I? Okay. Here we go. All right. So there we've got our happy birthday. There we've got our sunset. If you guys have time, let's quickly do, got a couple more floating around here. Let's grab them. Oh, what the heck? Let's do both of them. Crazy. All right. So again, I'm going to fold on those score lines. These are done exactly the same way as the first. So it's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And you score it at 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch. Then, thanks, Susan, 5 inches and then 5 1/4 inches. Boy, I had to do that math in my head. That was painful. All right. And folding here. I'm a frog in my throat tonight. All right, so folded that backwards. Let's try it that way. All right, and I did prefer the multi-purpose liquid glue on the other one, so what the heck, let's add it to this one. Now this one I am actually not going to add the deer. these are going to be sympathy cards, and I'm just going very simple and calming. One is sympathy, one's going to be whatever. So I'm actually going to leave off the deer and just have it be peaceful, calm, foresty lake scene. All right, got our adhesive on there and a little dot here. All right, that looks pretty good. Sorry, I'm off camera there. All right, got glue on myself. Perfect. You have to laugh at yourself, or it's just not good. All right, I'm going to set these aside to dry a little bit. Let's bring in the other two pieces. Somewhere I thought I had a piece of Misty Moonlight and a piece of okay, I know I did, but they vanished, so bear with me. Oh, wait. It's all right. We got a paper trimmer. We can do it again. As soon as I cut them, I'll find them, right? Huh. Whatever. All right. We're going to very carefully slide our gluey bits back so that they don't get on something we don't want them on. And we're going to quickly, this will give me another opportunity to recap this with you. Again, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and we're going to score it 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, 5 and 5 1/4. But I like to start on this end because I'm a righty. How many people watching are right-handed? Oh, good. Felicia is. Are you stamping along with me, Felicia? Cool. How fun is that? All right. I love it. You guys come in here and hang out with me in my craft room. My stamp room is quite small. So, but because we're doing it virtually, we all fit. So all 60 of us are in here, and it's just plenty of room. Plenty of room. All right. So we've got our navy, and now I need you guys to give me a hand in picking our colors here for our designer paper that's going to go inside. Because of course we do want to adhere that before we put our two pieces together. We have to get that designer paper inside, or it's going to be pretty challenging. All right, Susan got sticky on her desk. Goodness. All right, where's my, everything is sticking to it. So I gotta just, I don't know what to do with that. I'll just put a piece of paper down. I'm gonna have to go get the glue gun right now. All right, we'll go with that. There, fixed. Okay, so let's bring those papers back in. And we talked about, we could do the meadow. We could do a lake scene. We have lots of choices. Oh, this one is really pretty. This one is nice too. Oh, that one's nice. All right. Boy, this is going to be tough, you guys. These two are really close. In fact, are they the same? They're very similar. So I'm going to ditch that one because this one is about the same. These two are also pretty similar. Hey, there's my righties. All right, let's give fair shout outs to the lefties. Where are my lefties? All right, so many good choices. So let's take a look, see what we think. So this is the meadow one with Misty Moonlight. I think I'd rather save the meadow one for when I have deer. Is that unreasonable? That one is lovely. I'll try it with the navy. So many good choices, you guys. That one is nice. I really like this one. I like this one with the navy. I hope you guys are with me on that one. And I haven't decided on the Misty Moonlight yet. So let's go with this one. So it looks to me if I cut off about a 1/2 inch off the bottom and then some off the top, we'll be in good shape. So I have my paper trimmer right here. 1/2 inch off the bottom. Let's see how that looks. And again, we're going to cut it a skosh less than 5.5, like a 1/16 of an inch, which you can get away with on the trimmer. Wait, what did I just say? 4? I did say 4.5, I hope, not 5.5. And then I need to cut some off the top, but I need to check and see how much that is going to be, because I'm literally just matching up the scene, the scene in the paper with my project. So I'm going to cut this at 4 1/4. I think that will look pretty good. Let's try it out. Very peaceful. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Got my sticky bit on the ground, but I saved it before I got to the dog hair, so I think we're good. All right, so we're going to go ahead and adhere this right inside our card. Those of you that placed an order in January, the Crafternoon event is coming very soon. Why did I get something on there? Well, we'll see if that gets covered up or not. So those Crafternoon packets will be going out later this week. There we go. It's a little piece of sticky, but it's gone now. Let's try it. Let's see how it looks. This is the Night of Navy. We're going to skip the deer on this one. The Night of Navy with the Grassy Grove bundle paired with the New Horizons Designer Series paper. Absolutely gorgeous. And we're going to take this for the back. We've got our Thinking of You. This time, because I don't have the deer, I'm actually going to put this one at the bottom. This one, I would love your input on whether you want me to put a scallop oval behind that or just go with the smooth-sided oval. So if you could let me know if you want the scallop oval behind the smooth, or if you just want the smooth. So smooth or scallop, just let me know your thoughts on that. And we'll get that on. And while you're thinking about that, I'm going to stamp more trees here. I do need to quickly clean my trees because I used them with black ink. And now I'm going to switch it to, got my Stampin' Mist, and I've got my Stampin' Scrub. Get the trees cleaned off. And I'm going to stamp them in Night of Navy. Okay. See if I can do better stamping than I did on that first one. And right here with the trees. And then I'm going to stamp the With Sympathy greeting. Right there. And that'll be attached. I see I think a few more votes for just going with the smooth. And Kathy's suggesting putting it to one side so you can see more of the grass. So maybe over like that, Kathy, or just even centering it out. Well, you just center it here on the open space, maybe. Let's see. Let's grab a dimensional or two. Now this one is going to hang over a little bit, so I'm going to keep those dimensionals down near the bottom. so that they don't glue my card closed. There's our thinking of you there. Oh, it almost it is very peaceful. It's very lovely. It makes me a little sad because it's just perfect for a sympathy card. And let's put that on the back, where we could write a nice loving message. It's all about being kind and sharing how much we care for people via the mail. So there we have our 2 cards. We're going to really quickly put together that last card right here. These are our choices on that one. We can go with this one. We can go with this one. This could go in several different, well, I can't go over that far. Could go here. It could go here and get some of that sunset in there. That one is quite lovely. Yep, I like the lake too. I like this one. Is that the one that you like, Sue? And then this is the meadow, but as I said, I think the meadow would be quite nice. Well, that is actually very pretty too. But I think I want to keep this one for the deer. So if you guys are okay with it, let's go with this one. And we'll just quickly put this one together. Let's grab our, oh, we don't even need that. We just need to cut this. Hello. All right, let me think about this. So this one, my card is 4 1/4 high, and I'm fine with it being this section. So that makes the cutting really easy on this one. Some of them I'm a little more picky. I'm stalling because I lost my trimmer. Oh, found it. It was on my chair, you guys. All right, 4 1/4. Right there. Fabulous. And 4 1/2. And a scotch less, so like 1/16 of an inch less than 4 1/2. And there's our scene. Grab our adhesive, and we are done. 3 cards in under an hour. It's pretty good, you guys. Granted, this one I did already have cut, but still pretty good. All right. There we go. Let's go ahead and adhere these together. And adhere these together. And then we have our thinking of you. I think we'll skip the scallop again on this one. Skip the scallop. It's alliteration. There we go. I'm going to put 2 dimensionals again down near that bottom edge. Pop this right here. And another beautiful card. This one for the reading. Do you have one more? I think I might leave this one blank. I'm going to add the trees, but I'm not going to put any sentiment on it because this one could be for anything, and I'll just wait and see what I need it for. Does that make sense? Do you do that where you leave the greeting off so that you can customize it as needed? Helps you work ahead sometimes, right, when you do that. So grab my Stamp and Mist again. Clean off my stamp. And this time, instead of Night of Navy, I'm going to use Misty Moonlight, although you certainly could use the Night of Navy and just stamp it on a scrap paper first to get that lighter color. But since I have Misty Moonlight, I might as well use it. And some of these I did the trees where you could see the trunk. Some I did kind of off the paper. I think they look good either way. So it's, doesn't really matter. These I did where you could see the trunk. And close that up. And there we have card number 3. And I would love your opinion on which one you like best. I'll be posting the pictures of these tomorrow in our Facebook group, Suestampfield Facebook group. I'd invite you all to join. Anyone is welcome to join our group. We hang out, we talk paper crafts. And thank you for those in the group that answered the poll so that I could decide which cards to show you tonight, or which theme to focus on tonight. And you said that masculine and sympathy were the hardest things to come up with ideas for. So that was what helped me decide. I'm going to pull this up just a wee bit. All right, so which one do you like best? We have navy, we have the misty moonlight, and we have the black with the deer. I'm calm just looking at these two, Kathy. They're just, I love this. This bundle is just really amazing. And this is the tip of the iceberg, right? I just used a couple of the dies. Many of the images in the set have matching dies as well. So you could do all sorts of scenery cards with this, stamping on the inside and build your whole scene. Just so many possibilities with this. It's quite lovely. I guess we did use the trees here, didn't we? The greetings say, sometimes you need to know that someone really cares, which would be really nice on the back of the one I didn't put the greeting on, which was this one. That someone is me. Thank you, and then see the good. So those are the sentiments in case you were curious. Okay, we got a vote for the black one being their favorite. Misty Moonlight is someone else's favorite. Misty Moonlight, the black, Misty Moonlight, love all 3 of them. The black most of all. Every one of them in capital letters. Navy, I see everyone has got at least 1 vote. So yay. All right, I'm going to switch cameras here just one moment. Whoops, I hit the wrong button. Let's go here. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me tonight. Thanks for stopping over and stamping with me in my stamp room. I need to close this. There we go. Susan Campfield with SueStampfield.com. Again, I'd recommend that you, if you haven't yet, subscribe to my free project sheets by email. Those will be coming out very soon. So don't delay because tomorrow they're going out. So take care, everyone. Have a great night, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.